when there were 60 of us in that room over there, because most people just, because they were listening to the speaker on stage, most people were just sitting there silently, right? They weren't. There was a few conversations in the background, but the number of people that were actually sort of sending audio in was relatively low. But what happened just now was all of us were standing around Faye's presentation, and then we all started kind of laughing and joking, and all this extra burden was placed on the system, and so that's probably where the throttling came.
So it's triggered by a certain amount of decibel income.
It's more that
good question.
It's more that it's triggered by the amount of work that the computer is doing. So basically, the work in the audio mixer scales with the number of simultaneous pairs of speaking and listening. So, for example, if right now, we could do this as a little exercise. Right now, almost everybody's being quiet. There's a little bit of breathing noises, maybe. There's a little bit of sort of like, oh yeah, kind of like active listening going on. But for the most part, and Faye's behind me talking to some people back there. But for the most part, there's of the 38 people that are here right now, there's probably 8 streams that are not silent.
Yeah.
But if we
right now, 20% of streams are being mixed. 80% are silent.
80% are silent. Okay, so there you go. So that basically means that 5 streams are actually have audio. Okay, so now if we do this thing, let's do exactly. So like right now.
Scream?
No, not everybody scream. Let's do something a little bit less
Just first
grating
hear
than
the
that.
theory, then we can do the practice test.
Here's what I'm saying.
Okay,
So what we'll do next is we'll do a little bit of a round or something like that. Let's have everybody like on my go.
I don't know yet.
We'll have
Sing a
Zach.
song.
Zach won't do it because he's going to be looking at the data. So yeah, let's all sing "Row, Row, Row the Boat," right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
okay, and so then Zach.
Come on.
And so
I
then
don't know the words.
And so then Zach will watch and he'll report to us like how many streams we're now. Okay, so you ready? So on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Pretty good.
Okay, Zach.
We summoned Phil up.
Actually,
really worked.
We
could do carol
singing.
We summoned Philip.
Silent when we're being mixed.
So
That's how ritual works.
All of us.
Right. So basically, what Zach was just reporting was that. So Zach, go ahead and tell us again what your data was there.
What was the problem?
So it was 80% of people were silent, and when everyone sang, half the people were silent. So we got about 30% more actually where the mixer had to do work for them, and the mixer load went from 30% to 50%.
Yeah. Oh.
And so now what would happen is with his newest code is when that workload essentially reaches 100%,
90%.
Yeah.
90%, then we need to pick somebody to not mix.
And that's when it falls down. Yeah.
No. It shouldn't fall down. What should instead happen, and if we did this now, like if we got a group of people, if we had the 60 people again, we can do this next time we have 60 people. If we got a group of people way over on the other side of the domain, and they all started singing "Row, Row, Row the Boat," right? Row, row, row your boat. Then what should happen is those of us standing over here should still be able to have our conversation. And the reason that we'll be able to have our conversation is because what the server is going to do is it's going to say, okay, well, you people over here can't really hear the row, row, row your boat, so we can ignore all of those people for us, right? But and so.
So it's like a dimensional dampening.
Well, it's already and it already does that now. So, for example, if somebody ran over on the other side of the lane right now and started screaming at the top of their lungs, all of us would be able to hear them at essentially the volume as if they were that far away, and we should hear them. We all will mix that. And if I'm standing like this, I'll hear it in left ear, and Piper will hear it in his right ear. That's the system is doing all of that spatialization for us already. But if the system is overloaded, then it'll say for Piper and for me, that's enough and far enough away that we'll go ahead and not do the work of mixing that quiet audio into Piper's right ear and my left ear. But everybody that's right next to the person that's screaming or talking would still hear them very clearly.
See, that's very good. But I think,
Yeah, feel free to try this out.
I think Ken's time would be better employed
I was just playing around
finding a
with it. You
system
could
that will
just
filter out all the
pick it
people
up.
that are
Alright,
not
we
singing
do
in
it.
tune.
I still gotta ask, will we be able to optionally shut it off?
Really?
Because what I really liked
Controller are you on?
about when I was alone on the playa and suddenly I heard like
Can you grab
Piper
anything?
and
Like,
Michelle
about Jimmy this
talking, and I was so amazed because I could do the navigation by
To find it.
sound.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
so-
know where they were, but then I was
so-
like,
so-
okay, the theater looks good. Let's
Right,
try
right.
the height.
So you shouldn't have to turn. So first of all, it should never be the case. Everything that you ever heard and have always heard should still always be working in the most normal
If you
case.
go up to file,
2 months
and
ago,
it says log out
when
or
it got
log
to
in,
that
then
situation where the system was overloaded,
Mm?
you would lose everybody's audio. So you would
Yeah,
even
okay,
lose the
okay.
people
Yeah,
next to you.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But
That's-
that doesn't
that's-
happen anymore. Now what'll happen is the system will basically pick the best people for
Mhm.
you to still hear. And the answer to that question is going to be actually it's not just based on
That's
distance.
interesting.
That's the main thing that Zach changed. It's not based on distance. It's based on essentially the distance and the volume. So
Yeah, like in real
Dimensional,
life,
yeah,
that would be
dimensional
great
like real life,
if I
yeah.
could just
Yeah.
right.
like, because I love the navigation part, and if I could do it just like in real life, if like three streets down, like a couple is talking to each
Hello.
other, I'm not interested.
Hi, Santa.
Are we the
But
people in the
if there's
hat?
like some bomb exploding, I'd rather look what's going on there.
Yeah, it should work. It should work
So
as
if-
you want it to
yeah,
work. That's how
wow.
it should be working right now.
Cool.
I see
cool.
somebody rescale like the Santa Claus like one
We've been
really
stuck in a
big,
chimney.
so then my program like makes it even bigger
Oh,
as a
right.
claw.
What's it gonna look like with a chimney on you? Well, like
Yeah.
this, actually. Yeah.
All right. On that note, thanks for helping us test everybody. It was
Yeah.
very-
Oh,
I'd say it was a big
pleasure.
success.
It really was.
That actually really felt like being in a venue.
I was noticing
really
Yeah.
good, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sound
Especially
was so
once you
nice.
showed up,
Yeah.
then I definitely felt like the venue when the really rude guy shows up.
No,
and starts-
I
With
love
the
it.
s- What?
You heard me.
We
Okay.
get the same cinema in Munich.
Oh,
Uh,
I feel cut to the chase now. Oh,
Because some of the servers, depending on who they're set,
damn.
you can't res stuff.
I can't-
Or move stuff if you're not actually logged in.
Oh.
So what I mean is you might,
Getting
if you
put
look
down
up
with
your,
some,
Shiny
you
one?
can't see it
Yeah,
in
it's
here,
very
but if you look
shiny,
at
I like
your
it.
taskbar,
I
in
think
the
it's a
app,
glitch.
you know what I
Tell
mean?
it
It should
was
say your name, app, and then the server name.
Yes, I did just check that and it does say that.
Your shirt, the whole thing.
Well, the only thing I can think
Oh,
is log
bit
out and
shiny.
log in.
I like,
So
especially like
if you try to
the.
res out a
wait,
marketplace, nothing will happen.
It's like that paint effect on cars.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
kind of ripple. I love that. I
I
love
think
that
it's-
paint effect.
I think it's from before we switched the renderer to
Right, when you click, yeah,
physical
it
based
doesn't do
rendering.
anything, right?
It's really good, even if it's an accident.
I
It's really
bet,
good.
I bet you just need to. I bet you just need
Are
to
you trying this out?
restart one time. Like log out and log back in if you want to try it. I'm sorry, I don't know why that's happening. But give that one shot, just full log out, log in.
Be right back.
I like all these violins.
Here, let me help you. Let's get rid of
Life is but a dream. So was
Yeah,
the last
Stefan
song you
Struck,
hear?
right?
Yeah, kind of. I want to keep the Buddha
Mm-hmm.
and some of the roses.
Do you like the roses?
Number 8.
Fly with me.
It's your
Here's
fault.
one.
Yeah, if
The
you're
blue
using
people aren't talking.
I don't use them, but someone said
Yeah.
You gotta make the Buddha sit on a cookie.
Number 8. You got nothing interesting to say, number 8? It's like, why is this guy naming me number 8? I'm clearly number 6.
That would be Oh my gosh, I love it.
What's that, number 2?
I feel so left out. I need a Vive.
Here.
You got it advanced.
Yeah, there we go, perfect.
Advanced, is that what you said?
I'm like the
This.
junkyard version of VR. I got my Oculus DK2 and I have my Razer Hydras. Yep, I'm ready to go.
Oh, back in my day.
Of course, I get to do the one thing a Vive and an Oculus Touch user can't do. I can do this.
Yeah, I have advanced enabled.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay.
Oh, advanced movement.
Oh, I just hit something.
Come here.
Oh, wow. That is pretty cool.
It's a footer on the cookie.
I got my
with glasses.
I got my 2 iPhones. I got my Wiimotes. Let's do this.
Oh, I
Whoa.
never thought about the Wiimote. That would actually be. I mean, that would be.
Awful.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible. That'd be interesting to try though.
Maybe with the Motion Plus or something to sort of help
see
it
if you
out.
could maybe figure out where it is in space.
Because I know a friend of mine, he did the weirdest thing ever. He actually used RiftCat and High Fidelity together. And RiftCat is basically a thing that uses your smartphone as HMD.
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to log in without a big deal.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
yeah, he was logged in. It thought it was a Vive. He was a Vive user without the controllers. That was it.
Interesting. Yeah, my controller is currently dead, and I have the USB charge port off the back of the head, but for some reason every time I plug it in, it works for about 2 minutes, and then the headset starts crashing and rebooting and then crashing again. I don't know why.
Huh.
She says she might put this in the welcome area.
Try
That's so
plugging
cool,
it in.
right?
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun to goof around with the scaling.
Hours and hours on this thing.
Okay. Controllers.
Cooperating.
Click on. I'm waiting for the crash. Whoa. Is that a man with a camera?
So that's how you jump. That's a little disconcerting.
How do you jump?
If you have advanced movement turned on, right touch controller, tap the front, or push the touchpad forward twice.
Where do you turn that on?
In the settings.
I think it's under Navigate? Nope, I'm wrong. Settings. Yeah, just settings.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yep.
You can.
Okay.
Once you start pushing the thumbstick,
now you
the
can
left
use
thumbstick
the
forward, you
left
can walk
stick
around.
for Be warned, flight is very exponential. Opposite way on the right stick. Just press right controller down. Just start sliding downward, I guess. There you go.
Oh.
It's just the equivalent of the Staples Easy button. Just the OK button.
Your Magister is very nice, and I am a loyal subject.
Obey.
Now give me more money.
Obey.
Well, it is 6 o'clock. I have to head to work. Oh. Oh.
That looks great.
Oh, that's cool. So it's mirroring what's there onto that platform, but
Yep,
at scale.
exactly. Yeah.
Huh.
So I guess that makes it easier to build things with your hand, because if it's way bigger than you, then you can't really manipulate it. But if you build it small and then large it up, that's the idea. I guess you want to try?
No, I have to actually head to work right now. It's 6 o'clock on my time. Yeah. But yeah, no, this is very cool. I'm glad I was able to get in.
Yeah, it will be able to work with any 3D model. So.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
you are very blue and cute.
Alright, well,
The
thank you
blue
very
people are
much.
easy to do.
Of course.
I like your orange kangaroo outfit. You are a skeleton, and don't let anybody put you down. You are still a beautiful person.